Okay, so now we know how to say j'ai faim when we're hungry.
And j'ai soif when we're thirsty, which is very important to know, especially if it's a really hot day and we just need a glass of water.
All right, I'll get you one. Sounds like you're dealing with the same issue as these speakers.
Salut Marc, ça va?
Non, j'ai soif.
Allons au café.
Oui, allons-y.
If it's a hot day, then we should also know how to say another important phrase. J'ai chaud, or I'm hot.
Right. Notice how we say j'ai or I have again, and then chaud, which means hot. J'ai chaud.
The word chaud is pronounced like the English word show, but you stop right before you start closing your lips for the W. Show. Chaud.
Let's try it. Repeat after me. Chaud. J'ai chaud. Now let's hear what that sounds like in a conversation.
Salut Marc, ça va?
J'ai chaud.
Tu veux de l'eau?
Oui, merci.
So far, we've been talking about using tu veux for invitations, but Marc's friend used it to say tu veux de l'eau, or do you want some water?
Tu veux de l'eau? Eau on its own means water, and de l'eau means some water.
Eau sounds the same as eau in au musée or au restaurant. Eau. De l'eau.
Au musée. De l'eau. It sounds the same, but don't worry. You'll be able to tell the difference based on the context.
We can say tu veux de, or do you want some, with other drinks as well, like my favorite, le thé, or tea.
Remember that de and le make du. So to ask, do you want some tea? We would say, tu veux du thé?
Tu veux du thé? Now you try offering a drink in French.
Say, do you want some coffee? Super. Tu veux du café?
Okay, so earlier we learned how to say we're hot with j'ai chaud, but how would we say I am cold?
That would be j'ai froid. Froid ends with the same wa sound as moi. Moi. Froid.
Froid. J'ai froid.
You can practice too. Repeat after me. Froid. J'ai froid. Now let's listen to that in a conversation.
Marie, j'ai froid.
Oh, tu veux du thé ou du café?
Je veux du café, s'il te plaît.
Did you hear how Marie offered her cold friend a hot drink of tea or coffee? Thé ou café?
So thoughtful. And she used tu veux du, just like we talked about.
Right. Notice that Marie's friend said s'il te plaît for please. You may already know that this is the less formal version of s'il vous plaît. S'il te plaît.
Now, after all this talk about drinks, j'ai soif. Je veux boire. I want to drink.
What's the magic word?
Je veux boire, s'il te plaît.
That's more like it. Boire means to drink. So just like we can say je veux manger to mean I want to eat, we can say je veux boire for I want to drink. Boire. Je veux boire.
Je veux boire. Boire also has that same wa sound as froid and moi. And it ends with our favorite French R sound. Boire. Let's try saying that. Repeat after me. Boire. Je veux boire.
And to ask someone if they'd like a drink, you could say, Tu veux boire? Do you want to drink?
Now, even though in English we wouldn't really say, do you want to drink? You'll hear French speakers use tu veux boire a lot.
You can be sure that when you visit a French home, you'll always be offered something to drink. Let's listen to this in one final conversation.
Ah, j'ai chaud.
Tu veux boire?
Oui, merci.
Tu veux de l'eau ou du thé?
Je voudrais de l'eau, s'il te plaît.
Voilà,
Merci, mais j'ai faim aussi.
allons au restaurant.
Ah oui, allons-y.
All right, Paul. I think it's time we get a drink too.
Oui, allons au café. Je veux du thé.
Et moi, je veux du café. It's always nice to have un café au café. Allons-y. We've learned how to navigate quite a few situations in these past few lessons, from faim to soif to saying you're too chaud ou froid.
And we've learned that most of these problems can be solved with a timely trip to a cafe.
Salut Marc, ça va?
Oui, mais j'ai chaud et j'ai soif.
Allons au café.
Oui, allons-y.
Now it's time for you to practice.
You and your friend Thomas are on vacation in Nice in the south of France. It's a very hot summer day and you're walking along La Plage, the beach, enjoying the sea view.
The Mediterranean is beautiful in the sunshine, sparkling turquoise and blue, but as noon approaches, it's starting to get hotter. Thomas notices that you are feeling the heat, so he asks,
Ça va?
say, yes, but I'm hot, in French. C'est super. Oui, mais j'ai chaud.
Moi aussi.
All the summer heat is making you thirsty as well.
Say, I'm thirsty too. Très bien. J'ai soif aussi.
Nothing would be better than a tall glass of ice cold water right now.
Say, I want some water. Bravo. Je veux de l'eau.
Oui, je veux boire, mais je veux du café.
Since Thomas wants some coffee and you want some water, you decide to head to a café instead of walking by the sea in the heat.
Say, let's go to the cafe. Excellent. Allons au café.
Oui, allons-y.
You get out of the summer heat into a cool cafe across the street. You catch up over some refreshing eau et café. You're no longer hot or thirsty, but soon you're a little hungry and realize it's time for lunch.
Now say, I am hungry. Parfait. J'ai faim.
Oui, moi aussi. Il est midi.
Since you're both starving, you think it would be a good idea to find a restaurant.
Say, do you want to eat at a restaurant? C'est bien. Tu veux manger au restaurant?
Oui, je veux une pizza.
All right, on to your next destination. You know, from Nice, it's only about an hour's drive up the coast to Italy, so you could actually have a real Italian pizza. Say, let's go. Super. Allons-y.
And now it's time for us to go too.
Yep. Au revoir et bon appétit. Salut Paul, ça va?
Salut Estelle. Oui, ça va bien.
That's great to hear. But do you ever answer that question and think, things are going okay, but they could be better?
Definitely. And I think one of our French friends knows how I feel.
Salut Pauline, ça va?
Oui, mais j'ai faim.
So, Pauline's doing well, but she added j'ai faim. That means I am hungry. Now, this is an expression I use all the time.
Tell me about it. It feels like you're always on the lookout for un café or une boulangerie. We actually know part of the phrase j'ai faim already. We've seen j'ai, which means I have, in expressions like j'ai un bagage.
And the last part, faim, means hunger. So altogether, j'ai faim literally means I have hunger.
It sounds a little funny in English, but in French, it means exactly the same thing as I'm hungry. J'ai faim.
And notice that faim has the same vowel sound as train. Train. Faim. Now you can try. Repeat after me. Faim. J'ai faim. And while we're eating a nice big meal to satisfy our faim, we'll probably need to know another phrase. J'ai soif, which means I'm thirsty, or literally, I have thirst.
So soif means thirst. J'ai soif.
Soif has the same vowel as moi. Soif. Moi. J'ai soif. Let's try this one. Repeat after me. Soif. J'ai soif. Now, Paul, I know what you're going to say, but j'ai faim. I'm gonna grab une banane.
Okay, while Estelle gets a snack, let's listen to another conversation.
Salut Émile, ça va?
Oui, mais j'ai soif.
Allons au café.
So Emile said j'ai soif, and then his friend suggested that they go au café, to the cafe.
That's a great idea. And did you notice what she said to invite him?
She said allons au café, which means let's go to the cafe. We can use allons followed by any place to invite someone along, just like we do in English with let's go.
Like allons au supermarché for let's go to the supermarket.
Au supermarché? Non merci, je ne veux pas venir. How about a better example? Allons au cinéma. Let's go to the movies.
Okay, time to try it yourself. When your friend says she's hungry, say, let's go to the restaurant, in French.
J'ai faim.
Excellent. Allons au restaurant.
If we just wanted to say let's go, then we would say allons-y, or let's go there. Y means there. Allons-y.
Let's hear how our French speakers use allons-y.
Lisa, il est midi. J'ai faim.
Tu veux manger au restaurant?
Oui, allons-y.
Lisa invited her friend to le restaurant, but instead of saying allons au restaurant, she said, tu veux manger au restaurant? Do you want to eat at the restaurant?
You'll recognize tu veux from sentences like tu veux venir au musée?
Right. And tu veux jouer au basket?
In this case, it's tu veux manger or do you want to eat? Manger means to eat.
Manger. Tu veux manger?
Let's practice this type of invitation. Repeat after me. Manger. Tu veux manger? Tu veux manger au restaurant? Paul, even after eating that banana, j'ai faim. Et j'ai soif aussi.
D'accord, Estelle. Allons au café?
Ah oui, je voudrais un pain au chocolat et...
I want a nice hot tea because j'ai froid.
Wait, we haven't learned that one yet. Join us next lesson to understand what Paul said there.
Okay, so now we know how to say j'ai faim when we're hungry.
And j'ai soif when we're thirsty, which is very important to know, especially if it's a really hot day and we just need a glass of water.
All right, I'll get you one. Sounds like you're dealing with the same issue as these speakers.
Salut Marc, ça va?
Non, j'ai soif.
Allons au café.